Good day, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Concert Halls. We are broadcasting today from Vienna, Virginia. We are an independent virtual stage for musicians dedicated to streaming live performances and panel discussions. Our guests are connected on our programs live from their own locations around the world. They bring and share their musical gifts, their expertise, their personalities, their dreams. We would like to thank our partners for supporting many performing artists and our programs. Music to Meeting International Artist Management Agency located in New York. Studio Nature produces artists' videos documented in the Finnish nature scenery. Drama Queen Graphics from Washington, D.C. is a company which creates designs for performing and visual arts groups. Musician Pro is an Israel-located platform for remote music theory and keyboard classes. Polyphony Arts Music Agency in United Kingdom, offering professional management services for musicians. We're also very, very grateful for the encouragement and support which we receive from community of world-class musicians and individual entrepreneurs. Thank you all for sharing your time, your expertise, and your energy. Welcome to our today's presentation, Two Guitarists, Two Worlds. Hope you enjoy being with us today. And please now welcome our guests. Vincenzo Martinelli from Australia, welcome. So good to have you.
Hi.
Currently, Vincenzo is, hi. Vincenzo is currently joining us from Dallas, Texas. And Charlie Lowery. Welcome, Charlie. So great to have you. My goodness, Charlie is joining us from his native Maryland. Guys, I have a couple of personal messages to both of you. I hope you're not ready because I don't want you to be ready. First of all, I was asked to pass a personal message to Vincenzo from an old friend of over 25 years ago,
Wow.
from Ross Fides, an
Oh,
Australian an Australian composer from your native Australia.
hi,
And
Ross.
here's yeah, it's 2 a.m. in Australia.
Wow.
So Ross was unable to join us in the live performance, but he sent me this morning. I received a message and he asked me to read it to you. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. From
Thank you.
Ross Fides, an Australian renowned composer. Anna, I don't think I'll make a 2 a.m. our time. Please give Vince my regards and best wishes. And the information that Samantha holds a double degree in voice and teaching music and singing on the Gold Coast. More information about the daughter, I guess Samantha was your partner, Ross's daughter, can be found here. Here's the link if anyone wants to see more about a great artist who was a little girl when you collaborated with her. At age 12, 13 in 1995,
Wow.
96. That's a long time ago, right? She was Mary Lennox in the Australian production of The Secret Garden.
Oh, lovely.
Sam, yeah, you still remember that? Sam is on the Australian cast CD. Vince was the sole accompaniment for her in the arena performance in 1995 of Streets of London as part of a school spectacular. You could have heard a pin drop during their performance.
What a wonderful memory, and thank you so much to Ross, and congratulations to Samantha. That was such a long time ago, but I remember it, and thank you so much for that lovely thought. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Isn't that wonderful? I don't know Ross personally. We connected after, my life has changed.
Yeah.
And look how the world shrunk. For me,
Sure.
it's just stunning, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And Charlie, I have a personal message for you as well. Your wife, Ala Lowry, is from Russia.
You know my wife?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
She's from the same country as myself, and actually, we are from the same
I know.
city, Yaroslav. We
I was
actually,
kidding.
yeah, I know you. And Allah and I actually met in Virginia. And here's how the world has shrunk. This morning, I was doing my last minute preparations for this program, and I kept getting distracted with the messages from Yaroslav, Russia, of people confirming when is Charlie going live. Because not only people are starting Facebook watch parties in Russia, they're actually gathering friends in a social distanced parties in their places and watching this program on big screen because they want to be connected. So
Oh,
everyone
wow.
sends their love to you, Charlie. And
Thank you, everyone.
yes. So, um, and now I wanted to just ask you. For me, this feels like a change of life and some new age of life. I'm doing something I never dreamed of doing. I'm hosting this show. How about you?
Are you talking to me now?
I'm talking to both of you guys. Step in.
Well, if you stop and think about it, when television first started, people must have felt the same way because the performers and musicians and dancers and acrobats, all of a sudden, they could be on TV and could be seen everywhere. However, there always was a live audience in those first television broadcasts. Now we've got to the point where we can't have a live audience, but wow, we can be seen everywhere around the world. It's just an amazing thing. And even though the pandemic caused this, maybe some good will come out of it. And just think, when they colonize Mars, they'll be able to get shows like this up in Mars. I mean, think about that.
Well, who knows? Maybe they are watching us on Mars.
Oh, well, yeah.
Vince, to you?
Yeah, well, I agree with what Charlie said. I think this situation brings a new level of intimacy to a performance. I'm used to performing on the stage in a live environment, but I also understand that this is being streamed to a lot of people. However, the intimacy of being in a room by yourself, knowing that it's being watched by people out there, is, I think, a new level of intimacy. And I think the more we do it, the more we'll understand it. And I hope that it's enjoyed by both parties.
We are getting enormous amount of feedback from viewers, hundreds and hundreds of messages saying this feels like a real life vibe.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
An opportunity to be personal, I think people really appreciate that. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
It seems to me that the level of intimacy may be gone, but we have to put it in our minds that we're playing to people, and there is an intimacy there from us. Gene, we just lost the screen. Okay. There is an intimacy in our minds towards our audience because we kind of play for ourselves, but at the same time, we're sharing the joy of the music.
Absolutely.
So
I-
we
Absolutely.
have to,
Charlie, you might agree, the nature of the instrument, the guitar, for both of us, has a small voice anyway, and it's conducive to that kind of intimacy. So, especially
yeah.
being an instrumentalist, I don't have the facility to communicate through voice or singing like you do, but
right.
I think the instrument hopefully speaks for itself in a way that others don't.
Isn't that amazing? We get a close up, intimate sound and look of guitarist now able to transmit through entire globe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thank you guys also for inviting us to your personal space as well. That's another amazing thing to me in this setting. We all get to be your personal guests. It's not a green screen behind you, and it's not a big concert hall officially decorated. It's your own home. And
Neither of us know how many people are watching. I mean,
exactly.
the amount of people watching is far more than we could ever get in a concert.
Exactly. And now let's start our musical presentation. Charlie, are you okay to go first?
I'm fine. I just have to take these headphones off.
Yeah, the stage is yours. Please enjoy.
Did I ruin my hairdo? Oh, it's okay.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm going to put the headphones down now.
Go
When do you
for
want me
it.
to start?
Go for it. You're
Just go for
on.
it. Okay.
You're perfect.
Grab your coat, grab your hat, put your troubles on the doorstep. Redirect your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear that pitter pat? You know that happy step is your step. Life could be so sweet down on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade. Now I ain't afraid this rover crossed over. Well, if I never had a cent, I'd be rich as old John Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet down on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade. Now I ain't afraid this rover crossed over. Well, if I never had a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet down on the sunny side. Down on the sunny side, down on the sunny side of the street. All right, there we go. First song. That was written in 1930. This next one was written in 1929 by a wonderful pianist and singer, songwriter, entertainer by the name of Fats Waller. And the name of the song is Aint Misbehavin'. No one to talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy on a shelf. Ain't misbehaving, honey, I'm saving my love for you. Now I knows for certain, the one I love, I'm through with flirting, honey, is you that I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner, sat in a corner, ain't going nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses sure are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't go out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, Honey, I'm saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner, sat in a corner, ain't going nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses sure are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't go out late, don't care to go. I'm home about it, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. I'm saving my love for you. Okay. It's a little weird. You expect an audience to clap or boo or throw tomatoes or do something, but there's nobody here. But you guys are out there. So we shall continue. This next song is a real old song. It was written in 2009 by me. It's a little song with some self-deprecating humor. It's called Has Anybody Seen My Baby? Has anybody seen my baby? You know my baby, she don't want me no more. Has anybody seen my sugar? My sugar baby, she don't want me no more. Well, I went to her apartment house, knocked on the door. Somebody inside said, Charlie, ain't nobody home. Has anybody seen my baby? You know my baby, she don't want me no more. On her cell, she wouldn't answer that phone. Voicemail came on and said, Charlie, don't you call me no more. Has anybody seen my sugar? My sugar baby, she don't want me no more. You know, I just don't understand it. Just 'cause I was out till 4 in the morning with her best friend. I don't know why she's so angry. I didn't think she was the jealous type. So I called her again. She finally answered, and I begged her please. She said, Charlie, a guy like you is something this girl doesn't need. Has anybody seen my baby? You know my baby, she don't want me no more. I said, my sugar baby, she don't don't want me no more.
Who is complaining about no audience?
Sound man is. Thank you.
I'm going to represent the entire world to you. And I don't
hear
have
you,
any
Anna.
Rotten Tomatoes. I know you can't. I don't have any Rotten Tomatoes left. I don't
What are you
have,
saying?
I'm saying I don't have any Rotten Tomatoes left. You'll have to make do with me representing the whole world. And here's my love
Oh,
for
thank you.
you.
Well, the next song needs very little introduction. Written in 1934. I've been in love with this song ever since high school when the whole chorus used to sing it. It was written by Mr. George Gershwin. Summertime, and the living is easy. That fish are jumping, and the cotton's so high. Your daddy's rich, Lord, and your mama, she good looking. So hush, little baby, now don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. You're gonna spread your wings, then you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, Lord, ain't nothing can harm you. With your mama and your papa just standing by. Summertime, and the living is easy. Their fish are jumping, and the cotton's so high. Your daddy's rich, Lord, and your mama, she good looking. So hush, little baby. Now, honey, don't you cry. Don't you cry. Summertime, Do-do-do-do. All right. I don't need the harmonica for this next song. The harmonica's for the song after that. So I get to take my harmonica holder off. This next song was written by Mr. Hoagy Carmichael in 1930. There's a little bit of a controversy as to whether the song is about a place or about a woman. The fellow that wrote it with him, Mr. Gorell, I'm trying to think of his first name. I can't recall it. At any rate, he knew Hoagy Carmichael's sister, Georgia. So, Stuart Gorell, there we go. So anyway, I'll let you guys decide if it's about the state of Georgia, a place, or if it's about a woman. By the way, Ray Charles had a big hit on this song in the 1960s, and when the state of Georgia said, wow, we might make that our state song, which they finally did in 1978, Ray Charles said, yeah, because he knew he'd sell a lot more records. Anyway. Georgia, oh, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia, my Georgia, oh, the sound of you comes sweet and clear, just like the moonlight through the pine. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road comes back to you. I said, Georgia, my Georgia, oh, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road comes back, right back to you. I said, Georgia, Georgia, oh, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. All right. Whew. For the last song of the set, we're going to go back to 1908. Let me tune this beast first, make sure I'm still in tune. Yep. Okay, in 1908, a fellow by the name of Jack Norworth. He was a songwriter and an entertainer, a vaudevillian. He was on a train going to New York City. On his way, he saw a sign that said, "Take your family to the ball game." So what does he do? He takes out a pencil and he gets a piece of paper, a scrap piece of paper, and he writes the words to the song. When he gets to New York, he goes right to Tin Pan Alley to a friend of his. Albert von Tiltzer was his name. And Albert put the music, and the song was born. Now, back in those days, a lot of songs were written about baseball, but this is the only one that's really survived all these years. In fact, every baseball game for the past 15, 20 years or so, they sing this song at the 8th inning stretch. So by now, you know the song is Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So what I would like is for all you folks out there that are stuck and can't go to a ball game because of the pandemic, you can't go see basketball or football or baseball, join in and sing along on the chorus, and let's pretend we're at the ballpark. And one more thing that's neat about this song, it was written from a feminist perspective. Jack had a couple of high-profile feminist girlfriends at that time, and he had this in mind. And if you think about it, the song talks about a girl telling her boyfriend what to do, which wasn't too common in those days. So I'm going to do the song in its entirety. He wrote some new lyrics to it in the 20s. So my version is a compilation of both the old one and the new one, same song. Katie Casey was baseball mad, had the fever and had it bad. Just to root for the hometown team, she was always at the ballpark, it seems. On Saturday, her boyfriend Joe came to say, now Katie, let's go to a show. But Katie said no. Show off. I'll tell you what I'd like to do. You can, everybody sing. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Oh, it's root, root, root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. Well, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Now Katie Casey, she saw all the games, knew all the players by their first name, shouted the umpire when he was wrong, just like a man, real strong. And when the score was just 2-2, Katie Casey, she knew what to do, just to cheer up the hometown crew. She had the whole gang sing this song. You can, everybody, take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Oh, it's root, root, root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. To the ball game, take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Oh, it's root, root, root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3, 4 balls and you walk. 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. I said 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Wow! bravo, Charlie. That was amazing. You made me feel like back in our previous life when we do go to the ball game, and I'm sure we are going again. There's no
I'm
question.
sure we will eventually.
Oh yes, we are. Humanity is not going to live without a ball game.
That's right.
Charlie, this is
Absolutely.
amazing. It was just such a treat to hear you play with so much energy and so much joy. You're sending such an optimistic message to everyone.
Thank you.
And by the way, I don't know, you didn't know I was going to bring the message from your extended family in Russia to you. You picked the song Aint Misbehaving. I'm sure they appreciate you picking this song.
All right.
Bravo, Charlie. I want to
Ain't
ask,
misbehaving.
ain't misbehaving, not with your wife. What are the new things and the new waves life brought to you? I mean, this is a tragic situation for all of us. Can and being locked up can be just extremely depressing. But can you just tell me what life
Well,
brought to you?
in my case, I was playing 4 to 7 concerts a month at mostly retirement homes for the older folks. And of course, the minute the pandemic hit, that was completely canceled. And it was wonderful to spread the joy because a lot of these old songs, I have quite a huge repertoire of songs, they would relate to, and I got to see firsthand how the music helped these folks out and the joy that it gave them. This
Of
type of
course.
a concert. And, it was for the last 3 or 4 years I've been doing this, and all of a sudden it was gone. So
Yeah.
this is a great opportunity to help spread the joy to an enormous amount of people that you don't even realize are watching this thing. Uh, it's going everywhere. So I just hope that I've succeeded in spreading the joy and that people will continue to watch live performers. We have so many wonderfully talented people playing guitar and singing and playing various instruments, all styles of music, that it's a great thing to have something like this to perform with. It really is. So
Yes.
I'm very, very thankful that you've done this and
And
invited me to play.
oh, thank you. Thank you. You really created a live connection and the vibe of feeling being in the concert. I felt that way. I'm sure our viewers felt very similarly. Thank you for your marvelous presentation and thank you
You're
for
welcome.
sharing your talent and your heart and your love with us. And now we'll be moving on, presenting Vincenzo Martinelli. Vincenzo originally is from Australia. Today he's joining us from Dallas, Texas. Vincenzo, thank you so much for agreeing to be part of our show
It's a
today.
pleasure.
And I want to say the floor is yours. And I'm so looking forward to hearing the music from a different part of the world.
Fabulous. Well, I'd like to tell your guests that as a Latin and Spanish guitarist, my background is in classical guitar. I spent many years studying both in Australia, Italy, where I won a scholarship to study, in Spain as well. And the influence of my father and grandfather, who were both mandolin players, that influence is very strong in my playing, in my recordings. So I've put together a few songs today that I hope your guests will enjoy. And I'd like to begin firstly with my arrangement of a very well-known song from the Iberian Peninsula of Spain. Here is Malagueña. This next song, next couple of songs I'd like to play for you now, were written by the great English blues guitarist, Eric Clapton. They come from an award-winning Unplugged album. The first song is called Sign, and he named this song after a yacht that he just bought during a very sad time in Clapton's life. And I'd like to follow that with one of his hits, Tears in Heaven. Okay, well, this next piece I'd like to play for you is a little excerpt from a very famous piece of music written by the Spanish composer Rodrigo. This is a very identifiable tune, and it has been arranged for so many different instruments in a lot of different settings. It's just a short excerpt of a piece that I have always loved. From Rodrigo's Concerto d'Aranjuez, just a snippet of the Adagio. A beautiful song that featured many years ago in a movie. This is my arrangement of Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Vincenzo, brava! This is so beautiful. You inspired me to change my outlook.
To wear a flower in your hair, that's wonderful.
Well, because of their music inspires me for
That's
that.
lovely. I appreciate that.
So beautiful. I represent the entire world. This is just plain gorgeous. Please go on. I'm dying to hear the next pieces.
Well, this next piece I'd like to present is a hit that was written by the great English artist Sting, and who has had a lot of success and somebody that I admire very much. I had the pleasure of performing this at my son's wedding, and here is my arrangement of Sting's Fragile.
That is so soulful, so beautiful, Vincenzo.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
You melt my heart. This
Oh,
is
well, thank you very much.
incredible. Thank you. Vince, I know there's something very special about the next song you're about to play.
Sure. Well, this is something I've been working on for a little while. It's an original composition. It's still in its, you might say, the early stages of composition. I'm still exploring ideas around it, but it's a song that was inspired by what is known as La Grotte de Peshmerga, which means, from the French translation, the caves of Peshmerga, which is an area in southern France, where the gypsies call home. I would like to, just share some of these ideas with you, and hopefully I'm working with my producer back in Australia to have this piece on my next album. And if anybody out there has a suggestion for a title, I would be
Oh,
happy.
wow. We
Yeah,
get to pitch in with the title of your next album?
with the title of this song, sure, that would be great.
Oh my God, I'm gonna start thinking, and I want to ask the viewers who are watching us now, please pitch in your ideas. Look, that's not every day. An author of the album is inviting our input to title his new song, which is not even being released yet. So, are we? in presence of the world premiere of it?
Well, in a sense, yes. So you remember,
Wow.
it's not the final composition, but yes, this is a world premiere of the concept behind this new song.
Oh my goodness, I'm honored. Can't wait.
Thank you.
Wow, bravo. This is beautiful. And I feel like the flower is appropriate. I'm trying to match the vibe of your performance. It's incredible. The most amazing thing for me in this form of a concert is I've been to so many guitar concerts and I always feel like I'm too far.
Yeah.
I'm too far. And now I'm farther yet from you by hundreds and if not thousands of miles, but I feel like I finally get to feel and hear the guitar enveloping me in this performance.
Thank you so much. It feels lovely to be in this space with you guys as well. So thank you.
How does it feel to you performing through the internet? Is the performance vibe alive to you as a performer when you're playing? I mean, I know on your side, it looks like there is only an iPad.
Well, it's a very good question. And of course, it's obvious that an audience is missing, but I'm also very aware of an audience that is out there, but that I cannot feel and that I cannot see. So I give that space the same respect as I would give to somebody who I can see immediately in front of me. And in some ways, it's very strange because it's something new, but it certainly keeps you conscious of trying to perform at your very best level, not knowing who's out there or who's listening, which is an unknown, but a challenge that I welcome, and I hope to get more opportunities to do this.
Yeah, and the audience is definitely there. I don't know if you saw lots of comments
Not yet.
coming in. People are pitching in and giving you their cheers. This
That's
is
fabulous. I appreciate that. Thank you.
this is so incredible, and thank you for sharing your gorgeous guitar sound. We still have some questions. I
Sure.
still have some questions. We're going to take a very quick break, and then we'll bring both of our performers back to talk about the guitar styles. And for the little break, I would like to again acknowledge and thank our partners who are coming from all over around the world. Music to Meeting, International Artist Management Agency located in New York. Studio Nature produces artists' video documented in the Finnish nature scenery. Drama Queen Graphics, located in Washington, D.C., creates designs for performing and visual arts groups. Musician Pro is an Israel located platform for remote music theory and keyboard classes. Polyphony Arts is a music agency located in United Kingdom, which is offering professional services for musicians. This brings the whole globe together and putting so many people's efforts in one goal to get connected, to have musicians connect with each other, connect with the audience, to have audience connected to the arts. And we are deeply and profoundly thankful for everybody's efforts in that. Let's invite our guests back because I still have a burning question for them. I am, guys, confused about guitar styles. I know there are more guitar styles than I can count. And I can hear that you two sound very different. And I've talked to so many guitarists in my life because I love guitar. And just about every time I ask, well, would you please explain to me what the difference is and what the similarities are? They just pick up their guitar and play. Can we please get to the bottom of it?
Charlie, please.
Well, the guitar is a very versatile instrument. How the guitar is set up, the type of strings you use, the way the guitar is built, everything has meaning toward the sound that you're trying to achieve. And when a performer or an artist chooses a style of music and studies or spends their lifetime doing it, he's using that particular style to express his soul or her soul through the music. In the folk realm, there's all kinds of ways of playing the guitar, with finger picks, without finger picks. In the classical flamenco style, you have to have fingernails. That alters the sound. It's all similar but different. But the bottom line is you have to have good timing, and you have to really know your music, whatever you're trying to play. And only then, after practice, can you deliver to an audience. But the guitar itself is just such a versatile. Just think about it. It's all over the world. Everybody, everywhere you go, has a guitar.
Exactly.
It's a wonderful thing. You know?
It's such a versatile instrument, and
Yeah, you can
everybody
play it
plays.
with a plectrum. You can play it with a plectrum, and you have a certain way of playing. You can play it with your fingers. Paco, what's Paco's last name?
De Lucia.
Paco de Lucia. Well, I mean, we have these masters that have come and gone that play amazing guitar work. I mean, you know, where did they come from? And then there's people like me that I'm just banging away with some old time jazz, and then Vincenzo, your soul is right into those arrangements. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
But you know, every guitarist has to find their thing and stick with it, and practice.
I think when you talk about styles, Anna, you know, it's very subjective. So a person, I agree with what Charlie said, there are so many different styles out there, but a person can be subjected to their influences or what they listen to as they're growing up. As was my case, my grandfather and father were mandolin players, and they were playing music from a little village in Italy. So it was very unique, the kind of music that I was exposed to at an early age. And because it was the guitar that I fell in love with, different elements of the guitar, for example, Charlie mentioned Paco de Lucia, so Spanish folk music, and the whole Phrygian sound of the Arabic world, and the violin styles that came from the Sephardic Jews that traveled all around, that created this sound that was captivating to me. And you then develop this style, taking elements of these influences, and even though a style may be generic, within that you can create a personalized sound, you know. And people like Paco de Lucia, Carlos Santana, Sting, you can name many different artists, have then crafted a unique sound out of a style. And
Think of Tommy Emmanuel.
Tommy Emmanuel, which is a
Wow.
fantastic example of finger picking style from Australia, is an absolute phenomenal guitar player
Yep.
who's taken that genre to another level. And again, with all of that, as Charlie said, practice, 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 and then you can stamp yourself on the sound that you're trying to create. And this is what we all want. You know, if somebody hears us without actually seeing us perform, if they can identify with that sound as being Charlie or Vincenzo, I think that's a huge compliment. So, yeah.
We have something very big in common. I grew up listening to my grandfather playing the ukulele and singing all the songs from the Roaring Twenties.
Fantastic.
And then as I grew older, that background led me to folk music, to the Kingston Trio, and that led me to playing in Dixieland bands and playing in folk groups and learning banjo and ukulele and guitar. But I never took it quite to the level that you have, Vincenzo. I mean, you know,
Well,
it's a totally different thing.
Sure. Well, it's interesting, Charlie, that one thing leads to another, and this is almost like a destiny. But looking back, after all the years and all the travels, I feel grateful to be in this particular place because I've almost come full circle. I mean, this acoustic instrument has so much potential, and it keeps on challenging us. So it's great to be here with you guys and still doing our thing.
And if you want to be challenged in the jazz realm, just listen to Django Reinhardt.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Whew.
yeah.
What that man could do with 2 fingers, 3 fingers. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing from you guys, the guitarist's journey is to actually finding their own soul's representation in the specific realm of the sound of the instrument. Is that true? Is that what you're telling me?
That's one thing
Partially.
that's true, but I think early on we find where we really want to be, and then we spend a lot of time trying to perfect it because it's a very unforgiving instrument. You know,
Oh, yeah.
one day you think you're playing really well, and I'm sure you know this, Anna, as a pianist yourself. The pursuit of excellence in making beautiful sounds on the instrument is a journey in itself.
Of course, yes.
And that's really a drive as well, a driving factor.
That's incredible. The instrument with such a folk origin is given rise to so many variety of styles and so many opportunities for the artists to really find their own distinct voice. That just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, you could play one way in a studio, another way on the stage, another way in this
Exactly.
setting, and it's you're always trying to find ways to be good in each setting, which is great.
Would you say, Charlie, that for you setting also changes somewhat how you perform?
Depending on what the venue is. For
See?
example, if you go to a venue where they want to hear traditional blues, they want to hear bottleneck or Mississippi Delta type blues, playing classical guitar isn't going to get it. I mean, everybody admires the person that can do that, but each venue has its own vibe.
Yeah,
That is so
you
true.
You have to be skilled with the particular style that you're using in that venue. For example, when I do my shows, I usually break the shows in half by doing half the old time jazz, and then I go into the folk music realm.
And that is what I find really interesting about
It's
guitarists
a balance.
and the concerts I had been to with guitarists. Unlike, for instance, pianists and many others in the music on the music stage, you do listen very much to the feedback from your audience, and you engage in more than one way with your audience. To me, that's a trademark of guitarists who perform. And I know Vincenzo, for instance, you engage with your audience in your in your settings so much that you just recently got an award. Can you tell us just a little bit about some very special award?
Well, thank you for mentioning that, Anna. Yes, well, I have spent the last 10, 15 years performing on high-end luxury cruise lines, which has been as a headliner. And recently, Silver Sea Cruises awarded me their Entertainer of the Year, which was both a surprise and an honor.
Bravo! Congratulations! That speaks for your ability to engage with the audience. And Charlie, I want to mention that you just recently started posting your songs and your performances on the social networks. And I saw that
Facebook, yeah.
Facebook, yeah. And I saw you just started doing this like what, a month or 6 weeks ago, and you're getting thousands of views of
Yeah,
your
I was amazed how
presentations.
many. I was amazed, how many people actually got to see what I was doing. I said, "Whoa!"
People are interested. This is incredible, and congratulations again. Bravo to both of you. This is amazing. And
Well,
I want to,
I'm not doing the music professionally as a full time thing. That's another big difference. I assume, Vincentio, that's what you do full time.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And your
Well, as
playing
full
is
as I
wonderful.
can,
I
Charlie,
really
because
enjoyed your
I'm
concert. I
right
really
now
did.
on cruise lines, so it's pretty
Hmm.
quiet.
well,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not,
know. I know. I meant, in general, it's,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I've always had a business on the side, and I did the music as a secondary thing.
Right.
I never made that turn to do it full time professionally.
well, that's how I feel about hosting this show. I'm a professional pianist, so I'm doing the hosting on the side. I hope I'm doing an okay job
Oh, you're
as
doing fine,
that. Thank you.
especially with the flower in your hair, right?
Yeah, I love it. This
Yeah,
was
there you go.
the flamenco style. I could picture the flamenco visuals and my experiences with the music as Vincenzo was playing. That was just so inspiring. Let's dream a little bit. Now that I have both of you talking about your musical experiences and changes, how do you envision the live performing may look like from this point on?
Charlie?
We have to wait till the pandemic is over. In 1918, we had the Spanish flu pandemic that lasted 2, 3, 4 years, killed 60 million people. So we're kind of stuck. We have to wait for this pandemic to be over before people can start playing in cafes or playing in restaurants, or people can be gathering and enjoying the spirit of the musicians and of the performers. We're stuck. Nature rules. We're not in control. So, I foresee it going back to the way it was. I just don't know when.
I like what you said, Charlie, about nature rules. There's no doubt about that. I also feel like there's so much happening behind the scenes that we're not able to see right now. I have a feeling that people are creating something new, something fresh that we will see in the not so distant future. And I also feel like music will be more of a scaled down thing, more like it used to be in the old days rather than the huge big productions where people are exposed to so many uncertain elements, including viruses and
Right.
that happen in public spaces. So I'm hoping that the mastery of people's instruments, including the voice, will go to a new level and that we're able to see something fresh and innovative not too far down the track.
In-
That's a good
interesting.
point.
Interesting. Yep. So, do I get this from you correctly that we might have both going on? Hopefully, I mean, we'll hope pandemic will be over and we'll be back in our physical concert halls. And while we are waiting, we're creating something different which hasn't been yet. And
Well,
what we're creating will have a life of its own.
I think this is a great example of that, Anna. Like when an artist gets the ability or the opportunity to present themselves not only as a musician but as a person, that creates a new opportunity. And people like to identify with things on a multi-layered scale because their senses need to be stimulated in a lot of ways, especially the younger kids, the younger generation now. So this medium, I think, is giving a new dimension to performance. So we'll see. Time will tell.
Yes, time will tell. And I want to, yeah, go ahead, Charlie, please.
It's giving younger people that haven't seen different styles of music a chance to see the different styles of music,
Yeah.
That is so
and
much true.
it's opening their horizons a little bit more. They just don't hear what's pushed at them through the commercial radio, but they say, "Oh, gee, I never heard that before. Where'd that come from?" Or "Wow," and it helps to open them up, and that's a good thing.
That's a good point, Charlie. I agree with you. Yep, we might be bringing new audiences into connection with the classical music and performing arts. Thank you, both of you, so much for your incredible performances, for your years and years of hard work defining and perfecting your styles. This was an incredible journey for me to watch both of you. Thank you for connecting and sharing your incredible talents and your wonderful, sweet personalities. What a gift.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
being with us. And thank you, the audience, our viewers today, our future viewers. We enjoyed very much being with you. We hope you come back next week on Saturday. Please watch another performance. We will be going live at 2 p.m. And we would like to also thank our tireless team of virtual concert halls. Those are the people behind the scenes, nonetheless working very attentively every minute of this show and for many hours before this show. Thank you very much to Fedor Spensky, creative producer, Fran Erusinovich, technical director, and Igor Zubkovsky, general director, general producer. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.